Hi there. So why is your support network key, and why can it make or break you? Well, I'd just like to share a story with you of when I was caring for Neil for many years, and he was very disabled and it was very stressful. And whilst I was caring for him, I fell ill. I had to be rescued, and Neil ended up in a nursing home while I recovered. Now, when I was back here again caring for him a few weeks later, my good friend Jo came and she wanted to check on me to see how I was doing because she knew I hadn't been coping. And we were stood here in the kitchen and having a cuppa. And I said, you know what, Jo? I can deal with caring for Neil. It's okay. It's stressful, but I can deal with it. But the big thing that caused me a lot of grief was actually one member of family and a particular friend. And I just didn't have the capacity to deal with them. I felt like they'd just pulled the rug from under my feet. And Jo said, well, people are like taps or drains. Taps fill you up and make sure that you're okay and maybe have your best interest at heart. And drain, well, people who are draining, they kind of drain you of your time, your energy, and maybe put on you as well. Oh, this was a eureka moment for me. I'd been thinking that everybody was like me, like a tap, always wanting to give. And well, a lot of carers are that as well. But what I found was these two people who caused me a lot of trouble were drains. They couldn't see, they had kind of like issues themselves. They couldn't see beyond their nose to see what I was dealing with. They were too busy dealing with themselves. And what they would do was put on me. Now, I'm not a big fan of falling out with family, but I do know of carers who have kind of pushed away from family when they've had a lot of stress and issues with them because they haven't got the energy to deal with what they're doing with their caring role along with other people who are putting on them. So with the family member, I actually emotionally let them go. So I kind of just didn't expect anything from them. If they turned up at our front door again, great. If they never turned up at our front door again, great. I just let them go. And once in a while I see them, and if I don't, I don't. And with the friends, well, we can choose our friends, can't we? I let her go. And I chose not to see her again. And I sent her an email and all was fine. And actually, because of that, it's opened a doorway and I've actually allowed more friends in whilst I was caring and as I continue through my life. But friends who really get me and understand me and don't put on me. Now anyway, my good friend Jo left a few minutes later after my eureka moment, and I loved this taps and drains analogy so much. I took a piece of paper, and you could maybe do this too. I draw a line right down the middle, put taps and drains at the top, and I just went through everybody in my life. Everybody, and I put them in either list, tap or drain, tap or drain. I gave them like a second each, not because some of them can be kind of maybe sometimes borderline, but on the whole, are they a tap or a drain? Well, about 8-10 minutes later, I sat back and looked at the list. Wow. I said, Sarah, look at all the taps in your life. And I ask you to do the same. Look at all those taps. And I had this huge, extensive list of people who were there for me. Friends and family, and maybe even doctors and healthcare professionals as well. All sorts of people, or people within the charities. That was amazing, but you know what? It was a real eye-opener to see who appeared on the drains. It really did blindside me, and I looked at those people and I said, you know what? Either keep away from them physically, but sometimes we can't, maybe if they're family or they live under the same roof, you never know, or emotionally keep at bay. Just make sure you're okay. And that's their issues, whatever's going on. Try not to take that on. So focus on the taps in your life, especially as you're caring. You've got so much to deal with at the moment. Focus on those who are there for you and support you. Your support network is key. I think about my friends. They kept me sane while I was going through terrible times. And I'm sure that yours do too. Until next time, take care.